Okay, so group 3, you are very much vibing like secret weapons, and you are really here to learn higher learning, complex philosophy, complex energetics, complex visionary ideas, big picture thinking. It's very much your ability to have this really wide understanding is why you're able to walk into all these different rooms and meetings and places, bring your brand of cheat code, catalyst for change, secret weapon, whatever your DNA is there to do. Like, this is a really powerful gift that you have. There's a lot of visionaries in this, which is interesting because there's a lot of visionaries and philosophers and leaders in this group, but who are still very much out of sight, hidden in normal life circumstances for this season, but you know that there's change coming. So, the life lesson you are in the middle of right now, group 3, is very much the boundary setting one. And also realizing that you do not have to carry the weight of the world. Just because you know what's happening, just because you feel like you're on a secret mission from God, doesn't mean you have to carry the weight of the world. Like, you have to be able to release all of the tensions, all of the knowing. You got to let it go. You can't like know all of it all the time. You go completely crazy. You have to let all of the information flow, knowing how to honor and close off your channels so you're not absorbing things before it's time. And so you're not carrying the weight of other people's expectations, emotions, thoughts, and all of that jazz. So if anybody needs help with this, I do one-on-ones. My website is awkwardcenter.com, and you can hit me up and we can do some work together if you need help with the boundary setting and the training your empathy skills so you're not absorbing everybody else's stuff. And so you are literally just releasing, letting it flow, letting it go, sitting in a cohesive space, and learning how to harness your empathy with wisdom so you're not like overwhelmed all the time. Your current obstacle is really learning how to speak your truth and practicing it. You may get a lot of throat chakra issues at time where you can like feel it when you're trying to say something new. However, group 3, you're doing a really good job. I can tell, like, you are actively learning your lessons. You are actively moving through. This is for the feminine and the masculine, although it feels like the feminine has more obstruction in the ability to speak it. The masculines have more obstruction in the ability to do the action piece. So that's part of why they come together, is because they help each other. So they are learning collectively together. And there are a lot of like long-term marriages in group 3 of these secret weapon people who get to have really cool lives that can't be limited by one description. I hope that makes sense. So learning to speak your truth, group 3, learning to take action on what you know is right, and to follow your intuition into inspired action without fear of failure, because sometimes that shit happens. You try it anyways. Go with a sense of adventure and lightheartedness and detachment, and know that you are divinely protected, and you can take the big leaps of faith, both divine feminine and the divine masculine for group 3. Trust the timing. This is the advice for right now. Trust the timing. Lean into the lessons. Lean into the now, speaking your truth, going where your intuition guides you, and trusting the timing so you're not rushing. You're just aware. Okay. So that was group 3, divine union. All right, let's see here. One other thing about divine union group 3. You know a lot, but there's more coming. There's more remembrance coming. You have to understand you can't hold it all at the same time. You really got to be able to let things go, because there's more. Your capacity is going to continue to be expanded. So, yeah. So group 2, my divine union fairy tales. When I tell you, I see and feel like the Cinderella story, but like for 2026 for like normal humans in Earth. And it has golden retriever joy vibes to it, like just fucking happy. The divine feminine of this group is very, very free spirited. She is adventurous. She is delulu for the solulu, delusional about solutions. She just has endless hope. Big believer in positivity and possibility. Very smart. She is an intelligent woman, but she can come across as flighty or excitable at times, because she is very excited, passionate, very air sign energy, feels young regardless of age. The divine masculine in the group too feels also very playful, very lighthearted, very like detached in a good way. Like things don't bother this person. They let things roll off. They've been through, the divine masculine has been, this group too has been through intense trauma, processing and healing around neglect, rejection, and abandonment. So of all the groups that I got, this particular collective of masculine has the heaviest burden and what they've gone through as far as transmutation for trauma, specifically with rejection, neglect, and abandonment. And because of that, they have developed that sort of, they don't want anyone to ever feel the way they did. So they are extremely loving and compassionate and forgiving. This particular divine masculine collective, because of all the trauma, they actually could have gone, potential is big, so they could have gone mean and become narcissists, but they didn't. Like, they were really conscious about, no, I'm going to do something different. And so they broke a lot of generational curses or habits or patterns from their lineage by getting into the divine feminine within their masculine, because I'm talking about like some like men, like they doubled down on their femininity, their healing, their intuition, and it served them very well, and they have processed so much and become very, very loving, compassionate men. Some of them may have even worked with the dark goddesses or certain deities. In them, they were deeply wounded, but they alchemized much. So it's cool though, because it sees like this, the masculine and then the feminine, and like they come together with so much joy, so much love, so much compassion, and they literally shine a light simply by existing. Very much like Happy Couple Next Door kind of energy. These people are not necessarily front and center. They're not like out like on stages and stuff. They're very much just normal, like everyday humans living and existing from real authentic love and joy and bliss, no matter how their life looks. No matter if they're millionaires or if they're in the trailer park, they're like so abundantly and richly full of love and joy that they just shine, and it is an example to everyone who meets them. That's why I say it's like the golden retriever. They're just so happy, and it makes other people happy, and they're like, oh my god, everything's really great, and we have so much to be excited about and grateful for and joyful of, and da 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 da. The feminine feels much more da, but in a happy, great way. Feels like great love reuniting. Feels like puppy love, like the ones that are married for like 50 years are like they got back together with their childhood first love. Very romantic, storybook, but real. Feels like fairy tale coupling, magical, unexpected meetings. Many as friends first, very much light worker starseeds among us. Happy Couple Next Door, honest people, joyful. They spread much love and joy simply by living their lives. A lot of these people will also be part of building small communities, co-ops, homeschooling. They love kids, they love family, they love communities, they love the elderly. And so a lot of these people will be a part of, again, on the ground building, like group 4. So now with the cards that I pulled for group 2, boy, that group 2 feminine, she's giddy. Okay. These souls have a superpower for falling in love. for surrendering to life, to the flow, for having hope, for giving things another try. They can be tempted with extremes, or be so lost in potential and possibilities that sometimes they miss out on practicality. It's all right. We're all learning. Nobody is perfect. So I don't care where your group is. You got trials and stuff, and the goal is if you can learn from insight instead of pain, you're doing a good job. The lesson, because these group 2 souls, the masculine and the feminine, really live that your spark is so important, like for daily life, for people to see you at the grocery store, at church, at wherever, the coven, wherever you go, whatever you do, that it's like your existence is prayer. Your devotion is not to a religion or an establishment. It's to your brothers and sisters, your humanity, your children, your neighbors. It's very much a life lived in devotion, but not in like sacrifice and pain and lack. It is like you live your life as a prayer from devotion, from abundance, from richness, from knowing that everything is great. Because it is. So, an obstacle that is coming through for group 2. They're building 2. Group 2, your current obstacle right now is feeling called to action or having new gifts come online and having to assimilate and integrate what is being revealed or what is being brought to your attention. And so the advice is to zoom out with your perspective, to not become overly attached. Some of you are going to have more psychic gifts expanding, and allow those things to come. Be open with your gifts, but not attached. So if you have visions and things like that, you don't necessarily have to subscribe to them. You don't have to like own them. You just allow, oh, that was interesting. When in doubt, everything is just interesting, and let it go. You don't have to make decisions about everything that comes through. And you're at a point where you are working, especially some of these feels like some of these people are actually going to be meeting very soon, sooner than some of the other groups. Well, some of them, they're like longer, they're windows of potential, because that's what I'm kind of reading is probability for connections. Some of group 2, fairy tale, because of the magical, unexpected nature of these connections, some of these actually feel like they're coming up soon. So as you are learning to live your life in a matter of prayer and devotion to your humanity, your own life, your neighbors, your friends, your whoever and however, doing it from a space of joy, love, and abundance, knowing that you are called and giving yourself permission to zoom out, to be detached, because there's so much passion here and excitement. You still have to be able to detach it so that it doesn't overwhelm you, and so that you can see that at the end of the day, everything matters and nothing matters. There's nothing new under the sun. It is all good. Everything is wonderful. Everything is exactly the way it needs to be, and the universe is conspiring in global favor. And we're just waking up to that, waking up to the earth, hearing and responding to the new energies that are coming online, and each of us doing our part for the whole of the humanity. So I hope it makes sense. Okay. So that was my group 2. So group 1, which I have already done a ton on TikTok with. Excuse me. For all the groups here, books, I suggest you should read The Celestine Prophecy. There are sequels to that if you're interested. The Alchemist, if you haven't read it already. The Sophia Code. This book. The Sophia Code. Oh, you can't see it. Oh, that's no good. Well, whatever. Word to the Wise. That is a powerful fucking book. Follow your intuition and treat it with respect because it's a very, very powerful, activating book. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. All right, Group 1 by Divine Union, superhero, wounded warriors, leaders, feels very royalty reunited, royalty awakened. A lot of Egyptian blood and energy in this space, very much like Isis and Osiris, like we've done this before, let's do it again. Yeah, the Divine Feminine in this group 1 is rich with spiritual gifts, very creative, very Empress. Went through a lot of trauma. If you are bitter and resentful, you're not in this group. The people I'm talking to, really for most of these groups, like you have done a lot of healing work. If you're still clinging to your trauma as justification for feeling low vibrations, that needs some work. So, just putting that out there. So, Group 1, the Divine Feminine, many years into your personal healing and conscious evolution, you had to learn safety within yourself, and this was quite a task for you. Really retraining your nervous system and learning to deprogram everything. Like burn the old you to the ground, rebuild that person again. And you've done it. Good job. You've done a very good job. You have forgiven much. You feel love for humanity. And you are holding space in a very much a receptive mode, in a rest mode. Whatever you're doing in your life, whatever you have to do it with as much grace and relaxation as possible. Whatever it is, cooking dinner, chasing the kids, just no stress. Continuing to allow your body to feel safe being still, safe being present. The Divine Masculine for this particular Group 1 is, I see a lot of successful people. I see people already in leadership. I see stubbornness as well. There are people who have been moved into places of power and into connections as part of their soul plan for what is coming. There's a lot of them that are presently in a tower moment, breaking free of a particular complex belief system. Because again, these aren't people who are new, like they've done healing. They're like, I don't need to go back and look at my shit, but they do. And there's beliefs that are being highlighted that have served them, that have brought them success, that have brought them love, that have brought them many good things. And these beliefs too now are being dismantled by the divine because there is a expansion that must be opened up for them to move into the next phase of their life. So this complex belief system that once served is hard to dismantle, and they are fighting it, but it's shifting anyways. Once they have fully accepted and given permission to curiosity about some new things, they're going to find their divine feminine. This particular group, it's a very strong, like, the divine feminine, don't go looking for these people. They are coming to you. And this coupling will affect large-scale operations for new Earth evolutions globally. I'm talking new systems, programs. These people care about humanity, and they were coded to come here with new ideas and to find the people to, like, help the homeless, to, like, help pollution, to, like, help clean the waters, help clean the air, like, move things back into smaller communities, like, use AI for wise decisions, not for, like, an imbalance, like, and not to lose their humanity in it. This is the most, like, dynamic group that out of the 4 groups, it's very, it's like sci-fi. That seems weird. I don't know. A lot of the words that resonate with this group, like Chosen Ones, the 144, very earthy men or fiery men, very watery and fiery women. A lot of public recognition. And now this can be on many scales, right? This could be local. This can be, because there's going to be people at all different spaces and places. So there's no right or wrong, or and there's no fucking better or worse. Like, it's such a team atmosphere. And I feel like 20 years from now, so many people are going to be like, I remember when I met so and so. I remember when I met this person, and like how it. They're going to look back and be like, look at that was fucking magical. It was amazing. I got to live through this season of Earth. Like, how cool is that? Intensity with intentionality. So these are some very powerful, high energy people who some people probably look at them and go like, there's a lot of chaos over there. Harmony, it comes out of chaos. What is built comes from nothing. Like comes from the chaos. So there is intense potential and intensity with these, both the divine masculine and the divine feminine in this group. And they are coming together to build with intentionality. So like there's a great deal of wisdom in these people. And what's interesting is I can see like group 3, the secret weapons, like hooking up with the group 1 people for like certain projects and like activators and doing shit. And like then they disappear into their wherever life again. And like you've got the builders that are like working out the plans. But see, everything is so connected that each one of us can access these blueprints. They're shared. Like they're shared. So as you kind of awaken to the collective consciousness and understanding what the all is and how you can access the different realms, the different information sources, the Akashic records, whatever labels you want to put on the stuff, it's all there for everybody if you can access it. And your ability to access it with truth and clarity has got to come from a healed heart. You have to face your fears. You have to admit when you're wrong. You have to change your mind sometimes and say, well, shit. That, like, to have good clarity and to be like in line with truth comes from your vulnerability and your ability to self-correct and to say, I was wrong, okay, and to go through that process. So the more authentic and vulnerable and willing to be wrong and to learn from that you are, that will speak volumes to your clarity and your like truth sensor. So again, group 1, they are going to be coming together. They have a lot of energy, these couples, and they're going to learn insightful lessons about harmonizing these dynamic chaos energies. They're going to be learning a lot together. They're going to have a grounded passion. They're going to be quick to communicate because they don't got time to bullshit. These people want to build and like big things. Like, so the secret weapons come in and like give them money. Like it's all this. I feel like I am watching several seasons of like an Earth show all simultaneously, and like these are all different specific character representations and avatars. So many in this group may struggle with co-regulation because they're going to want to push to evolve, but again, they're going to learn together. They're going to hold space for one another, and all of these groups have excellent partnerships. Every single one of them. Yes, we still are learning. We're still all of that, but like they really have so much love and grounded connections that are serving not just our lifetime, but the lifetimes to come. So did I read these cards? Oh no, I didn't. Okay, so this was the cards I pulled for. Yeah. Group 1, you are like the portal for big shit. It almost feels like new organizations and governments that aren't governments that help people learn how to self-govern and be sovereign and like look at globalization and communities and the borders and the structures and things from a new perspective that I almost can't even articulate right here, right now. But these couples, especially when they come together, they're like a portal of new information. And the lesson right now is being, this especially with the masculines, is really being cracked open to understanding that no matter where you are on your journey, no matter how much you know and how much you've processed, there's always more. There's always a different perspective. There's always something that can shift. And so you have to almost avoid or be conscious of the know-it-all attitude and like be mindful of where you cut off source. And then like when you realize you're doing it, like cracking open to God to ultimately run the show. Yeah, I think what actually right now, I think there's a whole bunch of people from group 3 that are going to be connecting with people from group 1 to cause spontaneous activations and new levels of awakening and spark some remembrances of soul plans that even they have forgotten about. And the advice is just adventure. Jump in. Say yes to change. Say yes to change. Trust your intuition. Do the new thing. Do the scary thing. Go skydiving. And understand that consciousness is dynamic. Yeah. So that's my first 4 groups of cards and channels that are coming in for Divine Union. I hope that this has helped some people. I'm going to put this on YouTube. We'll see if anybody watches it. And if people like it, I can go in and do more because I know that there's other access points that I have to other groups. It's just a matter of how much time I'm going to spend in this space. So yeah, reach out to me if you're interested in a one-on-one.